Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the Daria Reactions. I'm Fred. If you are new to the channel, welcome. If you are a returning viewer, welcome back. And yes, this is the same shirt from last week because both this week's episode and last week's episode were recorded on the same day. That's right. It kind of makes you wonder, why don't I just do them all in one video instead of spacing them out? Because I look at the analytics, and like a 30-minute episode does a lot better than an hour-long episode, even though it takes it means doubling the workload. But oh well. So we are in the middle of season 5 of MTV's Daria. This week's episode covering is called Lucky Strike, and I'm trying to think back 25 years. Actually, no, season 5 was 2001, so 24 years um to this episode. And there was an episode of revolving a school strike, and I think this is the episode where it's Mr. DiMartino and Principal Lee going like head to head. It's like the teachers union versus the school board as administration regarding raises and things of that sort. And we haven't it's been a few episodes since Mr. DiMartino's kind of had like the spotlight. I'm trying to remember as well. I want to say this is also the episode where Daria gets roped into being a substitute teacher. I know that happened at some point. Uh so as my recollection, which is spotty at best, means we are I think that these are the episodes that kind of combined it. And kind of makes me wonder though, around the same time, was like, when was the episode of The Simpsons where there was a school strike? I think Marge and a bunch of the citizens around Springfield became substitute teachers. If anyone knows, that's a paddling. Long way to go for that bad joke. Well, in reference, but anyway. So, once again, we are using the display capture, but we are trying to get around the DMCA and copyright claims. We blur it and we put the overlay over it. So, there you go. You can almost tell roughly here, but if you can sync things up with your own copies of it, it's gonna be interesting to see how long this episode is, because it kind of shocked me last when we did the story of D last week, when I realized how short that episode actually was with how quickly it flew by. All right, so Lucky Strike. La 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 la. I know there are more teachers at Lawndale High. He's right. That's an insult. They want a raise, not a coffee maker. Hey, it's upchucked. It's kind of funny that how little upchuck has played into things. Okay, they are going on strike, and the students have their back. Yes, it is, Jane. The Principal Lee is the voice that makes you want to slaughter and slaughter again. Well, we'll continue. How? Wait, is that one of the old ladies from the from like the time when Daria was reading at the Old Hope's phone? Oh wow, at least he responds to her. Daria is not a hippie name. Yeah, there are more teachers at Lawndale High. Not many, but there are a few. Go write a song, Mr. O'Neill. Just try not to make it legally distinct from what Daria from Lisa did with the singing outside the nuclear power plant. No, I, no. There's part of me that wants to see Mr. DiMartino take that sign placard and brain Mr. O'Neill with it. Okay, this guy is a creep. And he's a writer too. Funny how writing is coming up a lot in season 5. And he's making a move on Tiffany, who is clearly not going to be smart enough to understand it. Oh, this is going to get Helen. That's going to get Helen's attention. Yeah, that got Helen's attention. Yeah, and Daria got the phone in a heartbeat. Oh, wow, he was having ill intent towards Tiffany. Daria didn't do anything. Oh, I was right. Daria is going roped into teaching a class. Daria has angel and devils on her shoulders. Nice. Funny how the angel and devil side of Daria says like, "Hey, make Quinn's life miserable." Oh, it's the first. There's a new sale at Cashman's Night. His anguish is acting up. Oh, she's uh, Quinn looks like he was about to freak out. Oh, just realized that the three J's in share the same class with the fashion club. Oh, the marketers is actually having baking and eggs. Daria's gonna have some fun with it. I was random with Jake. Hey, there are more teachers there at Lawndale. Oh, the school psychiatrist is actually there too, which is actually nuts. Wait, she's not. She wouldn't be a teacher. Oh, Trent is there. Trent is going to bond with Mr. O'Neill. Oh, he does. He Mr. O'Neill remembers Trent. Yeah, okay, that's an interesting combination. Mr. O'Neill reaching out to Trent to write a song. Mr. Trent doesn't read music; he makes music. Oh, look, Jane is being going to be taken advantage of by one of the teachers. No, I'll get him out of class. Uh, Daria is a scab, and the reference to Jimmy Hoff is quite nicely. Oh, notice we're just kind of waiting for Mrs. Stoller to keel over. Oh wow! And everybody is going to try and get notes from Daria. That's cute. There are no wrestling dramas. Lame. Ah, they're doing Romeo and Juliet. That's interesting. A way of that's an interesting combination there. Then again, I've never read Romeo and Juliet. Seen the movie once. Based on the actual play, not the more contemporary one. Hey, after the bosses use primary colors. Good to know for you. Mr. O'Neill and Trent are actually getting a bonding and getting along is quite cool. I actually liking it. Fair enough, an 8% raise. Mr. DiMartino's going in. He's going in. Well, Daria actually got some reading. I think that was Joey. Or was it Jeffrey? He was Jamie. Whoa, definitely. C. Quinn is definitely taking notes, and it's not the first time. Look, they know Quinn is actually smarter than them. Wow, Quinn actually looked angry. That Sandy was said that Daria was a loser. Like only Quinn can say that about Daria. Of course, Daria will be. Is Sandy trying to blackmail Quinn? I think she was. Hey, Tom making an appearance this episode for some strange reason. We'll say this: Daria is trying to be fair. Is it good to help the popular? No, it isn't. That's why how Trump ended up in office once again. Damn, Daria is laying it down. Daria, laid it out there, and just straight up calling Quinn out says that she is not stupid because we've seen Quinn be smart. Oh look, Jake is playing with his twins. The trains. Quinn actually knows it. Quinn knows the material. Quinn knows the material. Yeah. Yep. Back to the trains, Jake. Throwaway scene, but perfect. It was a perfect setup there for for Quinn to realize that she actually knows the material that Daria was right. Mr. DiMartino has not shaven in a while, and believe me, I know a thing or two about not shaving. 2% rage? And he's threatening the strip on top of everything else. Wonderful. Only one question. Simple. And Quinn is actually getting it done. That is, Mr. O'Neill has gotten all in with the lyrics that Trent came up with. So, like, kudos there. He- Any progress? No. They killed each other? No. Oh, you did. If memory serves me right, she did. No, he has the actual contract. He did it. Oh, they passed right out. Oh, she thinks they were first graders. Of course, Jody would get a gold star. He is Kevin. Oh wait. Nope. Kudos on Daria. For Quinn got a B, a B plus, nearly an A. Kudos on Quinn. Your sisters. Do it, Quinn. Wow, Quinn turned that around on Sandy really damn quick. Quinn admits that Daria is her sister, and Sandy's acting like so shocked. And and Stacy knew. And Timmy said they're just being polite. That's awesome. Hey, people of Mars are rather students of Lawndale High, but Principal Lee is stoned out of her gourd. You're a Joey. That's again a wonderful moment for Quinn and Daria there, and Quinn again breaking out more out of her typical role. Uh, Again, wonderful closure there for this episode with Quinn and Daria. Mr. DiMartino's riding a high there for getting that contract signed. He can do anything except teach Kevin. No, Mr. DiMartino, you can do many things. Teaching Kevin is not one of them. You know, okay, so definitely remembered a lot more of the plot and synopsis of this episode uh than I did than I did most episodes from this era, from season 5. Um a number of things to almost discuss here. The entire teacher strikes scenario was quite cool, especially with Trent helping Mr. O'Neill write the strike song. Mr. DiMartino having another successful moment as it relates to getting the contract signed for the teachers union, and so everybody gets a 10% raise. Kudos on Mr. DiMartino. And it's kind of interesting that this is another instance of him having that type of success and like getting that motivation to teach again when you consider his big character arc in Is It Fall Yet? Is him rediscovering his love of teaching. And I'm starting to think with Mr. DiMartino that he's not fully. He is cut out to be a high school teacher. He just can't deal with the inane stupidity of Kevin. Uh, um. So again, got to appreciate that, and also another fairly short episode. I think that was only it was only like it was nearly 21 minutes there. So that's kind of interesting there. So it's like again, season 5 they're really short, really shorten things up on the time on the length of the episodes there. So it kind of it flew by pretty quick too. Um, I always thought though, and give an idea how I would misremember things, that the whole revelation of Quinn admitting that Daria is her sister, which is something that she would was really not doing anywhere before this episode. I thought it happened in this in is it college yet when that bombshell dropped, but it happened in this episode where Quinn understands where Daria is coming from as being in the teacher role. Oh, and then striving for the grade and realize and it's like and what's what I'm looking for and not being pushed around by Sandy as much. And that Quinn also had dirt on Sandy that who knows how long Quinn had that dirt on Sandy on top of that too, to where it's like to counteract as Sandy using Daria against Quinn as something to laud over her and so forth, and so we kind of have that nice little dynamic there of Quinn really putting Sandy in her place. I love the fact that that Stacy and Tiffany both knew saw beyond like what Quinn was trying to do. Like that Quinn was embarrassed of being Daria's sister, and that revealed that hey, they were just playing along with the facade Quinn was doing all this time. Which when you consider Tiffany how slow she is on the uptake, makes Sandy seem even dumber by comparison. Um, on top of that, Quinn actually having another breakout moment, realizing that she knows the material of Romeo and Juliet that she didn't really have anything to worry about. Again, another wonderful character moment there for Quinn, and to her, adding to her character growth, and it makes me think like going into the how many times take a shot every time I say like. But makes me think in regards to the like what would a Daria continuation series be? Just put the focus on Quinn as like Quinn going through her junior and or senior years of high school, or even entering college, like a few years behind Daria. It would actually work with her having to be more like her sister to get to get through things a little bit more easily, like that mix there of brains and the popularity, trying to balance both worlds would actually be very compelling. Uh, Also, Daria was kind of subdued there with how she was teaching Quinn's class. Got the Joey, Jeffrey, and Jamie to actually prove that they're actually smart to some degree, or at least able to present their arguments well. So, all in all, this was a very great, memorable episode on so many fronts. Love the fact that Mr. O'Neill and Trent were that for me. That's probably like the if outside of Quinn's moment, the Mr. O'Neill and Trent scenes were like right there with it too. Also, an episode that got a lot of characters involved. Like you saw the majority of the teachers. Quite a few characters had dialogue, which is very unusual. But considering how season 4 expanded the cast out, gave a lot of characters screen time, and that led to the benefit of Is It College Yet? And to have like the expanded cast uh having things to do. And then you have like Is It Fall Yet? Which probably at this time, thinking back, was probably in production at the time these episodes were airing, because Is It Fall Yet aired in January of 2002. So the nice so having like these characters, more characters being involved in the story instead of focusing on like once on one main on instead of keeping things totally contained, is really helping flesh things out and making things feel a lot bigger, which was something I was saying a lot during season 4. Um, with that said, I think we'll wrap this up here. As we say, next next week with the episode would be, what is on next week's episode? Will be the episode Arcburn, which will be episode 7. So we are definitely in that home stretch for Daria, and pretty soon we will be considering what will be the replacement series of ongoing reactions here on this pokey little YouTube channel of mine. So as I say, like, comment, subscribe if you're so inclined. Tighten your friendship bracelet. Stay safe. Go see y'all in the next video. Bye.